Hi, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tony Holowitz, and I want to thank you for being here for this tip on the Tools menu item in Act. So I'm going to click on Tools, and I'm going to show you we have a ton of stuff here. Now, a lot of this stuff is really designed for when you're more experienced with Act. In other words, as a brand new user, you're probably not going to really do too much here. But as you get into Act a little bit more and realize some of the things you can do with it, some of the powerful features that you can use in Act, this is where you'd come to look for some of those items. For example, the first item, spelling, I've never quite understood why that's there. I never use it, I got to be honest. But the next one is define fields. Let's say, for example, you want to create a field in Act where it asked or had information for someone's favorite ice cream. Well, this is where you'd create that field, a unique field. And what you see on the screen, all these little fields, for example, where it keeps the address, the name, the ID status, those are all fields. This is where you'd come in to create your own fields. Once you create the fields, you need to go into the design layout area of Act right here to get in and add that field to the layout. There's something called dashboards in Act, which I haven't really gone into in depth with these tutorials, but you can design your own dashboards. If you have multiple users, you can go into Act and manage all the users in your database. There's something called teams, which can break down the users into smaller teams. You can also do that. You can do database maintenance here, where you can go in and remove old data, check it and repair your data. Generally, what I recommend is further down this menu, there's something called the Act Scheduler, and I recommend you automate some of these tasks so they happen automatically. If you have a real old version of Act, you can convert it. Scanning for duplicates, you can do it here. If you need to set up database synchronization, you'd come in here to set that up. And again, that's a completely different tutorial, as well as synchronizing data with Outlook or Google. Okay, so you can integrate some of this stuff. Again, this gets a little more complex, and I'd say definitely reach out to me regarding this. There's something called the Act Scheduler, which is a tool that can automate tasks like backup and maintenance and synchronization. The Act Scratchpad is one of those things that comes with Act that no one's ever asked me about. It's just a list where you can list information of things to do. There's a timer in Act, and a lot of you probably didn't even know that existed, but I just brought the Act timer up, and if I wanted to time something, I could start timing something right here. Maybe you're an attorney or someone who bills for the time. Once you stop this, it will ask you to record what it's about, like it's a meeting. And obviously, in this case, you'd want to click meeting held, and it will record the amount of time you spent on this task. And I'll click OK. And where you'd find this is in the history area of Act. Let's close this. Let's go back to the Tools menu. Let's go down more to Customize, where you can customize some of the ways this screen is viewed. You can also go into Preferences. And preferences are important, and I'll do a tutorial on this separately. But there's all kinds of preferences in Act that you can go in and set based on your own personal preferences for the way you use it. I'm going to click Cancel. I'm going to go back to the Tools menu, and I'm going to go down towards the bottom where it says Manage Add-ons. Well, the Manage Add-ons area right here, depending on add-ons that you might have added to Act, you'd come in here to deal with those. Down below, you'll see something that says Q Sales Data. That's an add-on I use to connect Act to my QuickBooks. So this area of tools has so many things you can do with it. But again, they're sort of feature rich, but it's really, once you get into Act and you've been using it for a little while, this is where maybe an administrator or a little more experienced Act user would come in to work on some things. Again, I can help you with all of this. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. And I'll talk to you about all these things and how they impact your experience with Act. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tony Holowitz. I want to thank you for your time. Have a great day. Bye now.